Welcome back to this Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Last time we visited Zerka's offices and got a little bit more information about our sort of side quests. But while we're at it, why don't we do a little more exploring and see what we can find. This is our quarters here, but let's see what we can do with some of these other doors, because some of them are open. And this one apparently has nothing in it. I mean, these people don't even lock their doors. That one does, and there's actually no way to...
Just say the word.
Or is there? No, there's no way to... Some of these, there's just no way to open. I'm actually going to walk around as Atten just so that I have an opportunity to open them. One of these locks, if I remember right, is just going to be beyond my skills. So, that one's locked. This one's not.
Damn thing's stuck. Let me take care of this. Damn thing's stuck. Damn thing's stuck. Let me take care of this. Damn thing's
it's
stuck.
Not telling... Yeah, it's impossible.
Damn thing's stuck.
I'll save. And then try a security tunneler.
Damn thing's stuck.
Which is still not good enough. So I'm just going to reload so I don't waste the security tunnel. They're all of a couple of components, so I don't know why I bother. But, well, we can talk to this one, and there's a guy here. And apparently he's got some exchange debts. And you can ask him about it. And he sells droid parts. And, well, you know, again, he's a merchant. So I may reload and see if I can get some things. But honestly, this droid optimized interface here, and the lockout bypass, and machine interface are the kinds of stuff I'm looking for. I mean, it's just nothing special, it's just skill bonuses. So I'll buy the machine interface, and I'll also buy these optimized interfaces. And I'm not going to bother with anything much more complicated than that. He also sells some other junk, but I'm not really going to worry about making sure I have absolutely everything. So we'll come back to him. We'll need to deal with him later. There's another workbench there if for some reason you have problems using the one in the shop upstairs. And, you know, while we're at it, we'll just keep on exploring apartments. Hey, this one's got a footlocker. And just some random components. And a footlocker with a security tunneler.
Hey, what are you doing in my apartment?
Oh, just looking around.
Looked like you were doing more than just looking.
Oh, was that a K or was I looting? Okay, I'll be going now.
Yeah, you will. Now get out of here before I get the TSF to throw you in jail.
Okay. Now, if you want dark side points, you can kill him. You don't get any dark side points from stealing from him, but killing him is actually worth dark side points. Let's see if there's anything interesting in here. Yeah, look, there's nothing to loot. Let's talk to Hara. And he says hi, and he's an employee of Zerka, and he's a data processor, and he's apparently just a meaningless grunt. And, let's see, he has a gambling debt. And, he used his girlfriend as part of a gambling debt and sold her into slavery. Okay, that's probably not a good thing. And, apparently his girlfriend hates him now because, you know, he sold her into slavery, more or less. And, perhaps we can help him out. And, we'll go persuade Dotan to, help us out. And, you know, let the girl go, because he's a good person. Or a good Twi'lek is most likely. Anyway, I'm going to just jump up to the bar, because that's where he is, and I don't want to just walk around on screen. We're here at the cantina. There are two people we want to talk to. This Zerka guy here, and this Twi'lek over here. We're going to talk to Zerka guy first.
Is there something I can do for you?
And I'm actually going to repeat his dialogue, because like, I can barely hear it over the music. And he's just asking what we want, and we want to ask about Orso.
What do you
And he
mean?
asks why. And we mentioned we essentially want to, you know, get some dirt on her.
Wait, are you talking about accessing the mainframe? The Zerka mainframe?
Yeah, so
Crazy.
some kind of slicer.
Some kind of slicer?
And we're just looking for some dirt.
Well, I'm sure there are a dozen sorts of dirt on Lorso in there, but it's a closed system.
And he says it's a closed system.
Means you can't get in remotely. You've got to actually be in front of the mainframe to access it.
And he says you actually have to be there, so how do we get in?
This is a joke, right? You're CSD, aren't you? Loyalty test?
Okay, so he thinks we're, essentially messing with him and that we're some sort of internal security division. We can use the good old persuade skill that we're not.
Now I want Jano Lorso looking dirty. Alright, other than Jano Lorso, only B-44 has free access to the mainframe. He's a protocol droid or administrative assistant. If you control B-44, you could walk right in.
Okay, and he says more or less if we control B-44, we can, who's the protocol droid up front, we can walk right in. And so how do we get access to it?
Nearly all the Zerka technicians are planetside these days, working in recovery zones we've taken from the Ithorians. We've contracted out the maintenance for the office's protocol and utility droids. The guy Chano lives in the apartments in Residential 082, Unit 2B, I think. If you had his credentials, B-44 would leave with you willingly.
And more or less, the guy who was selling us droid parts earlier is their contract maintenance guy, so he has the ability to get to B-44, and that's really all we need. So, that's all we needed here. Now, instead of walking down here, I'm going to talk to Doten Het here, and ask him about the Twi'lek dancing girl. First, I'm going to say, the reason I'm saving is because we're going to play a game of Pazak here. And he says, he recognizes us. We've come on behalf of Hara. And yeah, he essentially knows what it's about. And how much do we want for her? And he says it's such a mundane way to just buy her off. And he says he'll accept no less than 2,000 credits, which we can afford, but that's kind of a high price. How about we gamble for her? And he says it's an interesting suggestion. And, there's some irony in that she was lost in a Pazak game and about to be lost in another, because if I lose, I'm just going to reload and keep on trying. And, so, 1,000 credits wagered, but we'll never actually lose, because we have time manipulation power. Now, I'm not actually going to show the entire game. Pazak is fairly boring to watch, but more or less, you pick a side deck of cards, and I'm just going to, take things... you have to have at least 10 cards to play. I've got a couple extras here. It doesn't really matter which cards you choose. They're all... the minus cards, in my opinion, are more useful than the plus cards, but, I'm not going to play very much Pazak. In fact, this may be the only game I play. The point of the game, more or less, is that you're trying to hit 20 exactly, and if you go over, you lose. If you go under, the computer will inevitably go over you, and it's best 3 of 5. I can do a video of playing Pazak if anyone really cares. I'm going to skip it otherwise and play the rest of this game off screen. And we win after about 6 attempts. I really detest Pazak. And, hey, you can either keep her as your slave and collect earnings from her, which is really a pathetic amount of cash, or we can take her back to Hara. And she says she's not really all that, thrilled about going back. And let's go. And, he was great, happy to see her back, she's not so happy to see him. And, more or less they have a nice little lover's quarrel here. Anyway, you're free now, Romana, you can do whatever you want. And she has no interest in staying with this ex-boyfriend. Then do whatever you want. You can also extort money out of her, or, keep her as a slave. And he, says don't go, and, he's obviously unhappy with us because we got his girlfriend back, but we didn't actually enslave her to him. Yeah, she was a loser anyways. You can do better. Enough dithering around. Next time, we're going to infiltrate Zerka.